I'm Lauren, and I used to be a trauma therapist. I'm divorced, and I owned a medical facility in Florida with my ex-husband. Our separation and proceedings took 3.5 years. I've been separated for over 4. My partner and I just celebrated 3 years. So yes, I met him during my separation. And I have been making content since the separation. I started on TikTok. I think there's 20 to 22,000 followers. I do post these videos on TikTok. However, they get very low views because they are long form content. And that platform is wonderful for all kinds of things, but long form is not the place. I make content about frugality, minimalism, retiring early, some financial literacy, parenting life, divorced life, a lot of content about happiness and joy when it comes to finances. Focusing on money is fine if you're doing it well or joyfully, and I'm speaking mostly to myself, but here I am. When I talk about money, I want it to be from a place of groundedness and intent and experience. I started a low buy in January, and then I failed miserably, and then recently rededicated to it. But a lot of these patterns that I have looking back are out of fear. My fourplex in Florida has been being renovated and stabilizing over the course of this past year. And there's been so much uncertainty in not just the real estate market, but the world markets. And it did help me reset my mindset around money because I recognized the patterns around my spending, and a lot of it had to do with the uncertainty of my fourplex. I have one short-term rental unit, which is my garage apartment, and then I have 3 long-term units in the main house. My short-term Airbnb has been dead, 0 bookings for 2.5 months. So I fired my property manager. If you have an Airbnb and a property manager who's taking 20% and you have 0 bookings for 2.5 months, I don't care if it's the slow season. That is not normal. As someone who it was their first time, I kept hoping for the best. I kept pleading with her, please, please, please tell me what's going on. Lower the price, take new pictures. I don't care. What do I need to do? Radio silence. Fire that person, please. And I have a new property manager. I'm very hopeful. They get great reviews. I have an owner's portal. They're modern. So my spending for me definitely happens more so in times of scarcity than it does in times of abundance. And I'm extremely grateful for these last few years and the scarcity, because being retired early, getting divorced, not exactly knowing what's coming and going, what am I going to be getting in the settlement process, and having to really, though I've been focused on money and was focused on financial independence during my marriage, having some years of uncertainty during the separation and divorce, and having some really tough financial times when I did take possession of the fourplex, it couldn't be insured, and I had no money to fix it up. I was gonna just turn it around and rent it because we'd had insurance through our business on it, but when you refinance into your own name, you have to get new insurance, and commercial insurance over many properties is much less stringent than a single property insurance. My house was built in 1890. There was so much work that needed to be done, and I didn't have access. And so I had to take out all these credit cards and tanked my credit for 6 months until I refinanced and was able to pay back all that credit. And now it's back up. We paid everything off. It's fine. But having that time clarified for me what was really enough for me, and that during times of a recession, that our lifestyle does have to decreep. We talk about lifestyle creep, but what's it like when you pull back? When you decide, I can't get a massage every single week, or I can't get my nails done anymore, or my gym membership that I'm only using once a week might not be worth it, or ways to lower my electric bill. I got really into frugality content, which was a game-changing, life-changing, amazing. There's so many amazing frugal creators out there. I dropped my grocery bill from $1,100 a month down to about $600 a month for a family of 4 in Hawaii. I went to Costco 2 days ago, and it was $350, and I had to order our protein powders and a few other consumables on Amazon, which was around 120. I still have some margin for the month, but I'm getting extremely efficient. That 650 is now like I'm leaving budget for fun money. So when I'm out and about with the kids, we can stop at the store. I have been able to really pare down to what is essential for me and what brings me the most joy. Not packing an entire cooler worth of food that my kids are going to complain about all day, and just being able to stop and let them pick something out is my path of least resistance. Something I have been really focused on right now is creating and wanting to increase my skills when it comes to the camera, and I'm not great at it yet. I think if I'd known when I was younger that real estate investment wasn't a viable option for a career, I probably would have chosen it. I would go back and invest in real estate. With the volatility of the market and my temperament, real estate, even though it might be considered more work to some people, is worth it to me over the stock market. I've learned this about myself, and everyone's different. And if you want to be invested more in the stock market than real estate, more power to you. For me, real estate is forced savings. Whether it appreciates in value or not is less important to me than cash flow. I'm 43 years old. I have 2 children. I want to be semi-retired early. I would like to not have to return to work. So for me, content creation and real estate is the perfect combination of that lifestyle that I want. I want to be able to take my kids on a vacation once a year, and I really like being at home. I like gardening. I like being in my community, and my needs are simple. So I think I fundamentally understand at this point of being a shopaholic at different periods of my time, buying really expensive clothes, buying a $1.50 shirt from the thrift store. It was basically brand new. There are things that are really important. And don't get me wrong, there are expensive brands that I will still buy that are important to me, exercise clothing. I have sensory issues. My oldest got diagnosed with sensory processing disorder, where she couldn't have tags in her clothes when she was growing up. And she's a very sensitive person physically and emotionally, and I feel that maybe I am that too, as becoming a trauma therapist, to figure out why the world is the way it is and what happened to us. I've always been very sensitive, so yeah, this lifestyle is very suited to me. I was actually looking at if I was going to go back to work part-time, what would be good for me, and ChatGPT suggested a lab tech because I don't have to talk to anyone and I just get to do science all day, although it is a very repetitive job, so that was sort of the downside of it. Librarian, lab tech would be probably right up my alley as far as careers go. Even though on the camera I'm very talkative, if you were to meet me in public, I would probably be very shy unless I get to know you, and then I'm extroverted in that way with my friends. I want to go over my wish list and why I'm not really doing the low buy per se. I am, but I'm not calling it a low buy or a no buy. I found myself watching a lot of low buy, no buy, shopping addiction YouTube videos and feeling extremely like a lot of guilt and shame around my own spending. And then I kind of remembered who I was and that I've been sober for over 19 years. I built an amazing business. I am a mother of 2. I am bad. And I don't need to beat myself over the head with guilt and shame for buying a new shower curtain if I want it and if it's necessary. I had not had a shower curtain downstairs in my kids' room for over a year because I didn't want to spend the money, and I found a beautiful cotton pink with tassels shower curtain for my kids for $14 on Amazon, and I bought it, and that's totally fine. Our bathroom is so cute and cozy. We renewed our lease, and the kids know we're gonna be here for another year. And I think there's something really okay with making your home, and that yes, I have moved a ton of times and I don't even know how many shower curtains I have bought in my life. It's okay. And actually, I can afford it. I'm okay with that. I know how to do that and save. I know how to be extremely frugal. Thanks to this time period of my life, there is just really nothing that can hold me back in 3 years with the savings rate that I currently have. I can buy 1 to potentially 2 more properties, and one being a primary residence and a second I've been playing small due to watching Frugality content. I went to the extreme, and that's okay because I know that I can survive no matter what, and you can too. Instead of doing a low buy, no buy year, I am going to be shifting into just following my budget. I have a rich life budget, and I will be spending fun money on things that I think will bring me joy. I'm a minimalist, so it's mostly going to be experiences, but some of it will be things. You know what I really want right now, to the tune of $15, are those little mushroom covers that go over the screws on your toilet. I don't know what they're called, but little toilet cap screw covers. They make ceramic bunnies and mushrooms. I do want some solar lights for my garden, and I'd like to stop at the garden store and buy some flowers and lettuces to plant in the garden because a lot of them have bolted, and our cucumbers are still going, but some new basil. I do have some basil that's gone to seed, so I'll collect some of those and maybe start some of those. I've got some calendula and some other flowers to plant in the garden that I have been growing from seed. I'm gonna go over my wish list and talk about how ridiculous it is because I can actually afford all of these things right now. I want a longboard for me. The longboard that we have, I let my partner use. He grew up on Maui and he can shortboard, longboard, whatever, but it's much more suited to him. So I just need a boat to the tune of about anywhere between $500 to $800. I could buy that tomorrow, today. I don't know what I've been waiting for. It would be really nice for us to go surfing together. A second pair of Tenor shorts, black, medium size. I was looking at them yesterday. They're $65. There's literally no reason for me to not go out and buy those. Go get your damn shorts. Squishy running shoes. I ordered them. They were $85. I bought nice ones. I bought Ultras, and they were on sale during Prime Day deals. Birkenstocks, PBC Birkenstocks or new leather ones. My Birkenstocks are actually not worn out all the way. I can just order them in like 6 months, 3 months from now. I kind of want the PVC ones. I can afford those. A cast iron pan. I don't need this. In fact, we have plenty of pans. I have an enameled cast iron. In fact, another pan actually would probably just push me over the edge right now, but I could afford it if I really needed it. New bras. I could just go to the store and buy these. We have some old polyester sheets. I don't like the way they feel. They make me want to hurl when I'm on them. They're like slick. And this was back when I was just buying cheap crap. So I have a pair of polyester sheets. The kids even said, can we get the other pair of sheets? I have like one cotton fitted sheet for their bed that they prefer. It's way cuter. Why can I just not go buy 2 sets of cotton sheets? I've gotten myself into this place of guilt around any spending at all. Yeah, so I would like to stop living this way. I'm a full-grown adult, and my credit score is above 700, and by a good amount. And I'm just here to say that a lot of who we are just the stories we tell about ourselves. And I have been influenced many a time on the interwebs, and I'm here to either influence you or influence you into your best, most rich life. So I've been watching a lot of Ramit Sethi. I just think he's more in alignment with me these days than maybe some of the more frugal, more extreme people. And yeah, it's time to live. Thanks for being here.